Fame. It doesn't come easy. And when it does, will you be ready? We all want to be famous, but only a select few get a taste of it. Did you ever wonder what it takes to be a star? Well, get ready for an exclusive look into the lives of today's biggest celebrities on their journey to the top. Before the Fame.
Hi everybody, you're watching Before the Fame, and I'm your host, Mike Sherman. We've got an amazing show for you today. Several years ago, I had a regional television show here in Miami where I had the opportunity to interview some of the biggest names in sports, music, and entertainment, all before they were really famous. So that got me thinking, what if I produce a new show called Before the Fame? Which brings us to today's show's featured guest, Tamar Dillard. But you guys might know him as pop music sensation, Flo Rida. Now, me and Flo go way back from the very beginning of his career. In fact, here's a clip of me and Flo at one of his very first interviews.
My man right here. Flo Rida, what's up, man?
Just happy to be here. You know, first time at the awards, nominated for Best New Artist, Best Collaboration. Now I just received the award for Life of the Party up there. So, you know, I'm happy to be here, the 305s representing.
You know, you're gonna be on my show this Saturday night and again next Saturday, so it's kind of a habit having you on, man.
That's what it is. You know, I always gotta show love to you, Mike. You know, you always show the 305 love, and we all represent, so it's all good.
Wow, that was many moons ago. Now, before Flo became a household name, he started recording music right here from the Circle House Studios in Miami. And here, I had a chance to sit down with the owner of the studio, Abibi Lewis, to talk about Flo's rise to the top.
Abibi, thanks again for coming on my show.
No problem, sir. No problem.
You know, we spoke about a lot of artists with you in the past. Today we're going to talk about an artist that is just doing great things, Flo Rida. When was your first encounter with Flo? And just talk about your experience when that happened.
Man, funny story, man. We was actually in high school with Flo Rida.
You went to high school with Flo?
I didn't go to high school with Flo Rida, but he was in a group called the Groundhogs.
Okay.
And the Groundhogs lead rapper went to my high school. So Flo and him, they all had a group. We'd get the Groundhogs to come perform.
Did you know, back then, because Miami is full of talented performers, that he had that X factor, that he was gonna get to that stardom level?
Not really. Nah,
Okay.
I didn't really think that. You know,
What was that X factor that pushed him to a major pop star?
definitely staying in shape. Definitely keeping his mind focused and just calm. Like, you know, Flo, I would see a storm happening in front of Flo's eyes, and he'd just be like, calm.
Here you got this kid from Carroll City. You knew him from high school.
Yeah.
He's working his way through the music game. Comes out with this big track, signed by Atlantic.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. Why is he the guy that everybody goes to be on their album?
Flo, because his appeal. You know, his appeal, his look, his humbleness, and Flo is, man, he's a hard worker.
Abibi, you've been amazing.
Thank you so much.
And I appreciate you coming on my show, Before the Fame. This is Mike Sherman for Before the Fame. We're taking a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back. Nowadays, most pop artists not only have managers, but they also have lawyers to protect them as their popularity grows. Reggie Mathis is not only Flo's attorney, but also a great friend. And I had a chance to talk to Reggie about Flo's early days. This is Reggie Mathis. Reg, thanks so much for letting me come down here and coming on my show.
Mike, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. First of all, most artists and actors and athletes, there's always a long time of grinding before you hit that big time. So Flo made it, I guess, in his mid to late 20s.
24 with Low, and
24.
he had been
grinding
since
he was
15 with the Groundhogs.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
at 19, he was on the road with 2 Live Crew as the hype man. Took his first trip to Hawaii.
Wow.
He's been around, and
People don't know
he's
that.
right. He
They
observed.
see these big stars and they think they just come out of nowhere, but he
No.
really worked hard.
Worked very, very hard. I mean, slept on a lot of floors, worked a lot of dirty jobs.
Wow.
I know we went to the MGM in Vegas one time, and, he was like, Mathis, we needed to, go in the kitchen. I want to take a picture with the workers in the kitchen. I'm like, why? And he tells me the story, man. He was like, man, I used to work at the MGM, And my job, man, you talk about a dirty job. My job was picking out the forks that were in the garbage. They had this conveyor belt, and your job was to sit there and just go through the silverware. And the folks, you know, he just lit them up, man. It was just like, yo, a big guy like Flo Rida is here with us. And Flo was just like, man, you know, never give up on your dreams, you know, because I was working here. You know, with 7 sisters, the youngest of 7 sisters, single mom. You know, it was, you know, it wasn't an easy life.
No.
You know, it wasn't an easy life, and he did it.
And he deserves everything he has.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Reg. And as always, I appreciate your time. Now, our next guest worked very closely with Flo in and out of the studio. In fact, he told us that Flo's work ethic was above and beyond anyone else he's seen in the music business, Mr. Ron May. Today, I'm sitting down with one of the record executives and security of pop star Flo Rida, Mr. Ron May.
What's up, Mike?
When did you first start working with Flo, and what was the first introduction into his music?
Flo Rida was an artist. He was an inspiring artist, but at that time when, I think when Ross had got signed and all the A&Rs was coming down, they was in the building every day. You had Atlantic in the building, you had Def Jam in the building. Everybody, they was seeking what was next. And Flo was on the West Coast, and they was trying to get him to come back.
He was in L.A.
He was in L.A.
trying to sell his records.
Yeah, Flo was out there in L.A., you know, doing his thing, and he wasn't trying to come back here. And they would call and say, Flo, you need to get back here. Freezy would call him, yo, you need to come back, you need to come back. He wasn't coming back. And I think Freezy got his wife, which is Flo Rida's sister, to get him on the phone. Listen.
So Freezy, his childhood friend, since they were in 6th grade, was married to Flo Rida's sister.
She gets him on the phone and says, you know, Tramar, you know, you need to come back home. If you could come back home, and if it don't work, at least you can go back. Just give it a shot. So he came home and he put together this mixtape. And I'm listening to this tape and I was like, yo, where's my phone? I was like, I called Freezy back and said, yo, I don't know what kind of contract you got this guy on.
Sign him up.
You better sign this one here up. This is the next one.
Wow.
Like, and he was like, yeah. I'm like, and subsequently to that, mixtape and everything, they got DJ Monte, you know, which was sending in records and everything, and they came up with this Low record. And when that hit,
Game over.
game over. It was an explosion.
Thanks, Ron. That was great. Now let's take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, I'm sitting with DJ Entice. And believe me, being on the road doesn't always go smoothly. You don't want to miss this. Hi, everybody. You're watching Before the Fame, and I'm your host, Mike Sherman. Today, I'm down here at 99 Jams, and I'm sitting with one of the hottest DJs in South Florida, DJ Entice.
What's going on, my brother?
First of all, thanks so much for coming on my show.
My pleasure.
It's been a while, and congrats to all your success.
Thank you, man, and likewise to yourself.
This up-and-coming hip-hop / pop star at the time came to you, Flo Rida.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, a lot of these artists today have DJs. I want you to be my on-the-road DJ. How did that come about?
So I originally met Flo one night when he had finally dropped Low with T-Pain was when I finally started building a career.
Huge.
Yeah. And he came to the club. He's like, this is a new song of mine. I need you to play it.
Which club was that?
It was, back then it was called So We Live. So I dropped the record. The response was incredible from the crowd. I think I brought it back about 10 times. And then after that, he was like, yo, I love you. We need to keep in contact, switch numbers. And then immediately it was like, I want you to come on the road with me. Him and Freezy, who's his manager, they were calling me every day. Hey, we want you to be on the road, I kept turning them down. Finally, they caught me at the studio one day. I went there to actually visit E-Class, Freezy's brother.
At their studio down in Hialeah.
At the studio in Hialeah. And Freezy caught me outside and he was like, listen, Flo's inside and he wants to talk to you and we want you to do this. So at that point, obviously to me, I was like, well, this might be a good idea. And I was already had my foot so strongly in the door here at the radio station that I felt, you know what, now's the time. So we had the meeting and from there it was just became his DJ.
Flo was a former football player. Okay, he went out to Vegas, and you know he's a big guy.
Right.
He works out a lot.
All the time.
Was he always working out on the road?
Listen, every day. We took a flight. It was to Germany, and that's like a 12, 13-hour flight. And this is a flight, you know, from here we got on at about 6, 7 in the morning after being in the club all night. You get on the flight, take that long flight, get off the flight, you go to the hotel. We weren't even in the hotel for about, I'd say maybe 5, 6 minutes, and I get a phone call to my room. Hey, Flo wants you downstairs in your running shoes. We're gonna go run 10 miles through the city. What? We just landed. Like, can I take a shower? No joke. And it was like this everywhere we went. Yeah, very dedicated.
How did he come out with these hits? How was he so consistent with these pop hits?
You know, Flo, you know, he loves to work. He's one of those guys that, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. If we're on the flight, he's got music in his ears. He's listening to producers sending him music. He's thinking about what kind of idea he wants to put on records.
You were on Jimmy Kimmel, or it was a late show. You were also on stage and you were performing with him.
Right.
On one of those late night shows.
Yeah.
And he did great.
Yeah.
And he kind of loved the fact that mainstream America was watching him.
Right.
He really accelerated.
Right.
He came alive. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that with him?
All the time. He has such a glow when he knows the people he wants to be around, and he feels like a genuine love. His glow just shines the room, you know what I mean? And everybody notices it.
Did you ever have any conflict or any type of confrontation with him on the road?
I think everybody does, you know. Everybody has, like, you know, it's like a brother and sister, 2 brothers, you know, siblings. After a while being around each other for so long, you know, certain little things annoy you, and you might...
Such as?
You know, sometimes it would be like, for instance, you know, the working out thing. You know, it's, hey, come work out. I don't want to work out.
You're a DJ.
Know? Right. I'm not here to work out.
Sure.
I don't want to look like you.
Right,
you know
right,
what I mean?
right. How long did you work with him, and how long were you on the road with him?
So I went on the road officially. I was touring with him for about 3.5 years. Working with him and just being a part of the Strong Arm group, I was with them for about 4.5, 5 years altogether.
Before I let you go, we have a segment on our show where our TV audience sends in video questions to ask about our featured guest.
Okay.
And right now we're taking a question from Haley from Boca Raton.
Hey guys, my name is Haley from Boca Raton, and I have a question for DJ and Tice. Who is Flo Rida's favorite producer to work with?
Hey Haley, what's up? So if I had to answer the question, I would say personally from what I saw, from my experiences, Dr. Luke, the producer. He's made 1 million hits, and the chemistry between the two when they're in the studio, phenomenal. And Flo just always loved working with him.
DJ and Tice, thank you so much for coming on my show.
My pleasure.
It's been amazing.
Thank you,
And
man.
please come back.
Anytime. I'm ready to go.
Most def. This is Mike Sherman for Before the Fame. We're taking a quick commercial break, but when we come back, I'm sitting down with Flo Rida's childhood friend and manager, Freezy. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, Flo Rida has a very special bond with his manager. Maybe it's because they know each other since the 6th grade, or maybe it's because Flo's sister is married to his manager. Either way, our next guest knows him very well. Freezy Prince.
Sometimes I get a good feeling.
Freezy, thanks so much for coming on my show. You were with Flo Rida from the very beginning, before his career really went to the top. You've been with him through thick and thin. Let's talk a little bit about Flo's career and how it all transpired.
Like, we actually grew up together, but you know, as childhood friends and everything. But
so you guys were hanging out like, you know,
normal kids. We would, not knowing that, you know, years later that we'll be actually doing music and business together. But you know, we always had a respect for each other, because back then, growing up, you know, we were just a bunch of wild teenagers doing whatever.
So when did you know that Flo was special? When he was talented, and you said, this kid is really good?
He was already talented, but he was in a group, you know. So and every time I had to be like, oh, this group crazy. I like the group hot, but only if I could take this guy out the group.
So what did Flo have to do? Like, what was the grind before the fame? What did he have to like?
Flo did a lot of grinding himself. You know, like for instance, like in the process of him trying to get a situation, he caught a bus to LA to try and go to Capitol to get a deal, and we was in the hood, like, you know, like I said, we was younger than 20. We didn't even have this before we had any of the records, and I'm like, Flo, you finna go, and you know, everybody always say some stuff. But then when I got up to that day and say, hey, where you at? I'm on the bus. Wait, what? You know, the bus. And I was like, this man actually went out there, you know, he gone. Seeing him make that move, like to say, okay, this is what he's trying to do, it kind of made me say, okay, let me stop the plan in a sense where you really want to do this, but you're giving it like 70%, 30% of your time. So at that point, I realized that if this gonna happen, I'm gonna really have to cut all the nonsense out and really give it 100% of my effort to make it win.
Now, Freezy, why is Flo so humble and still the same guy he was 15 years ago as he is today in the music
And to be
business?
honest, man, and that's part of his success. The success of that is he just, because at the same time, his humbleness rubbed up on me.
So you and Flo have been friends since the 6th grade?
Yeah, since middle school.
Since middle school.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's, I don't know, 30 years later, and you guys are still like this.
Yeah.
You've seen the rise to the fame of Flo Rida. So what kind of secret would you tell anybody out there?
It gotta be respect and it gotta be trust. Thanks, Freezy. I appreciate all the love. Recently, I bumped into Flo when I was in LA, and we had a chance to catch up. Let's take a look.
How did it all come around, man?
I mean, you know, definitely having people like, you know, yourself support me, E-Class, you know, the whole Po' Boy family, and just having, you know, a great passion for music, never giving up. And now, you know, no pain, no gain, and I'm just going hard thanks to all my fans with all the support. Yeah, you know what it is. It's your boy Flo Rida live here on the white carpet with MTV with my brother from another mother, Mike Sherman.
Thanks, Flo. It was great seeing you. And you keep on making those big hits, and we'll keep listening. Now it's time for our Music Money segment. That's where you guys at home, our TV audience, get a chance to win cash by answering trivia questions about our show's featured guests. So now let's send it out to my co-host, Brittany, who's with our very first contestant. Britt, take it away.
I'm your host, Brittany Cascone, and we're on Las Olas in downtown Fort Lauderdale. We're going to be seeing how much people really know about the Flo Rida native, the legendary man himself, Flo Rida. If they get the questions right, they will walk away with cash money prizes. Okay, can you tell me your name and where you're from?
I'm Isra, from Saudi Arabia.
Jovi Slauson, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
I'm Justin, I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida.
I'm Alejandra from Colombia.
Gilberto, I'm from Colombia.
I'm Sean Vogel, I'm from Fort Lauderdale.
I'm Sydney from North Carolina.
Okay, so the first question is, what was Flo Rida's first debut single? Is it A, Apple Bottom Jeans, B, Hit the Floor, or C, Low? C.
A.
Apple Bottom Jeans.
C, Low.
Hit the Floor.
A.
I think it's C, Low.
Yes, correct. All right. So because you got that right, you can win $20, or wait, you can go for question number 2 and you can win 40. What do you want to do? Take the 20 and walk away, or go for question number 2? Take the 20 and walk away. All right, smart girl, you got it right. Congratulations. Thank you.
I'll go home.
Okay.
Question number 2.
All right, she's daring today. I like it. Question number 2. What record label is Flo Rida signed to? Is it A, Atlantic Records, B, Sony, or C, Island Def Jam?
I'm gonna go with A.
Yes, very good, Atlantic Records. You are on a roll. So would you like to play for question number 3 to win more money, or do you want to walk away with the $40?
I think I'm gonna go for 3.
All right, she's really daring. I like it. Okay, question number 3. This one is not gonna be multiple choice.
Okay.
Do you know his real name?
No.
Okay, so I'm sorry if you don't know his real. You want to take any guess? Does anyone want to help her out? Do you want a lifeline?
Let me get a lifeline.
Okay, anyone know his real name? Flo Rida. Do not Google. There was no time for this. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I lose it all?
Yes.
Aw.
That's okay. Thanks for playing. So it seems like we stumped quite a few people when it came to Flo Rida. Do you guys think these questions were too hard? I'm your host, Brittany Cascone for Music Money. Watch out. I may be coming to quiz you next. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Britt. You get better contestants each and every week. Great job. And if you guys out there want to submit questions for Music Money or to find out more about our show, go to our website at www.beforethefame.tv or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Well, guys, that's our show for this week. I really hope you enjoyed it. But make sure you tune in next week, where once again, we go down memory lane of today's biggest superstars before the fame. I'm Mike Sherman. Thanks for watching. Gets a chance to win cash by... I'm getting hungry too, but just chill, Matt. We got to get this done. I'm ready. I was born ready. I'm a Cancer. Ready.
this rap career, you know, it's been a lot of sacrifices. You know what I mean? I grew up in a neighborhood where it's like drug dealing and killing, but my mom always instilled in me to keep the faith, you know, dream big, put God first, and the sky's the limit. Definitely want to thank Mike Sherman because, you know, he always showed me love, you know, always been a fan, you know, proud of me having a record deal, you know, just seeing different ones and different celebrities that he interviewed, and then for me to be, I mean, on the show was definitely a dream come true.